Hello and welcome to another episode of Micks Mowers, and in this video we're going to be looking at a running repair on a lawnmower. A gentleman had a lawnmower that isn't working. His daughter bought a lawnmower off me last year and I was recommended. Apparently the pull cord is working, but when you pull it it's not actually catching. So I'm hoping it will be a quick little fix. I don't actually know if the lawnmower is actually running at this state or not, so we'll have to have a look at that. It's a bit of a sad couple of days for me. I've not put a video out past a couple of days because I lost one of my dogs just 2 or 3 days ago, and I had to bury him in the garden. So I've not felt the urge or the need to put any videos out. I've been sort of just trying to get over losing one of my dogs. He was 14 and a half years old and was a extremely good loyal companion. So it's been a bit of a sad couple of days over here. Either way, we need to push on and need to get on with it. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's check out this little tiny lawnmower. Right, so here it is, and it's a Austin lawnmower, which is powered by a Wolf 4-stroke 99cc engine, and what it's doing is that. So it's not catching any way, shape or form. So let's get it in the shed and let's see if we can't have a look, see what's up with this little lawnmower. Okay, move my old coffee. So let's have a quick little look. I'm hoping it's going to be quite a quick little fix actually, but we shall see. Sometimes these things are a bit more complicated than what they first seem, but we never know until we have a little look. So it's nice that I was actually recommended from his daughter, who had a lawnmower off me last year. I'm hoping this is just going to be some kind of seize or something along that line. That all comes off, and it's all really clean in there, and the dogs are not coming out. In fact, yeah, dogs are not coming out. So we need to take this little nut off here, and I'll just show you them dogs not coming out. As you pull the cord, there should be 2 dogs in there. I call them dogs, little catches that come out, but they're not coming out at all. So let's just loosen that off, see what we've got behind here. Got a little tiny spring, it's well greased. Now these have got springs on them, but they're very dirty and very greasy, so I'm going to take them out and give them a quick clean. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Just going to wipe them off and give them a bit of a squirt. Right, I just cleaned them off very, very slightly, just to take some of the excess grease off, and when you put them back in, there's a little tiny spring just here. Pull the spring out and round, slip the little tiny tooth back into the hole, and the spring will go behind this little tiny clip. It might go the way around, think about it. Something like that maybe. Yeah, that's it. So that's one. And then the other one. Like so. And that'll catch onto there. Let's have a look at this other piece here. So there's lots of grease on there, which is cool, but it may just be too much grease. So I'm just going to take some of this excess grease off, take the spring off, just have a general clean on this as well. Okay, so I've just taken some of the excess grease off and clean the spring off inside. That all seems to be working as it should be. Let's bring the device back in. And it's going to sit down in there like so. Just want to nick that up with my little drill. Doesn't have to be colossally tight on there. And there you go. That was working then. There's the dogs. They're now coming out. But it seems to be very, very stiff. So I'm just going to undo that nut a bit more. Doesn't have to be so tight on there, I don't think. And there you go. That's now working. I've got a sneaky feeling it was just a bit too tight on there. All that grease impacted. There's the dogs. And they're coming out as they should do. So now I'm going to give it a squirt of WD-40. Just in there like that. And just give that 2 or 3 pulls. Just to... It doesn't need that excess of grease in there. That's half the problem. They're not fully coming out all the way as much as I would like. That's not seated. Let's seat that down a bit more. They're not quite coming out. I might just put a washer on the back side of this. Maybe that's what it is. They're coming out much better now, but as you can see, that's going to start to lift that nut off, I think. Yeah. Right, there's a bit more investigation. I'm not 100% happy with it. It may even want a washer on the back side of this spacer here. And they're fully down where they need to be. But by pushing a washer on top, that will allow it to seat better. If it's on there tight, I can't even pull that. Okay, so you missed that, but in great form, as always. That nut was undoing, and as I was pulling it, and the whole thing just imploded, and I lost all the bits to it, but I've got them all back, apart from the spring in the centre. However, I put a slightly smaller spring in it, which I took out of a spare pull cord assembly, so they're all pretty much the same. But it was slightly shorter, and now it's catching much better. Now the only thing is it's not quite pulling all the way back, but I think with a bit of WD-40 and a bit of use it will do. And when I fit it on to the machine, like so, you can now see it's now catching every time. So I need to put the pull cord back on, and then what I've got to do, I've got to pull cord back on, put the nuts back on and give it a go, see if it's actually running. But as I say, it was off camera and the whole thing just imploded, just the spring jumped out of it, which is a lawnmower person's worst nightmare is when that sort of thing happens, because it can have your eye out for number one if you're not careful, but they're an absolute pig to rewind the spring back in. But it was done, so that's the main thing. Just going to put this pull cord back on. That's another schoolboy error just made. Goes back into there like that first. So I was lucky I got some spare pull cords here, otherwise I would have been in right trouble, so I couldn't find that spring, but yeah, it's actually working better with a shorter spring on it. So we'll give it a go in a minute and see how it works. So let me just fit this pull cord back on the housing and we'll try and give it a run. But as I say, I'm not sure if this lawnmower is actually running or not yet. It didn't actually tell me if it was running, so that we'll have to find out in 2 ticks. Okay, so that's the pull cord assembly put back on with the 3 10mm bolts, and as you can see, it catches every time now, so that's good. Just want to test, see if there's any fuel in it, which there is. So let's get it outside. He also complained it may have an oil leak, he said to me, because there's lots of, it says there's lots of oil, but I don't think it is. So I just want to check the oil, if I can find the oil. Here it is. To see what sort of oil we're looking at. A tiny little dipstick. So it's not coming for a service. But until I get it up running, I won't know if it has got an oil leak or not. Don't know why that goes in there either. The problem is little tiny cheap engines. Yep, your oil is actually bang on actually. So if he's got an oil leak, the oil doesn't look new, so I wouldn't say he's actually got an oil leak. So let's get it off the stand and let's have a quick slurp of the old coffee. I'm going to try and run it. Okay, let's give this little lawnmower a go then. Let's put the pull cord back up the top where it belongs. It's up here somewhere. There. That's on pumps. That's priming nicely. Dead man in, bit of choke. Another prime. Okay, so a quick little fix there. As I say, it's a bit of a workaround because the whole spring coil system went twang and shot all across the shed. I found most of the bits apart from the original spring. But I will try and keep looking for that over the next couple of days, and if I can find it before I send it back, I'll swap it back over. But it's working fine now. I just have a sneaky feeling it needs to have a washer packed between the bolt and the back plate. I think that's all it is, just to hold it down just a bit more so it catches earlier. That's all it is. But all in all, it's all up and running as it should do, and as the gentleman asked me, so that's pretty good. I need to double check for the oil leak. What I do is tomorrow morning I should start it up, let it run for about 20 minutes to see what sort of oil leaks we get out of it, but I don't think it is. I think it's just all the grease coming off the top of that pull cord assembly, all running down with dirt and grime and just sticking to the engine. So this doesn't look like oil to me, it looks like congealed grass and that sort of stuff. So all in all, a good little job. So I hope you enjoyed this little episode of Micks Mowers. It was a quick little fix, it wasn't anything special, but as I say, that's what come into my yard, so that's what I had to do. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you again very, very soon on the next edition of Micks Mowers. Don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button, and also share. More importantly, don't forget to comment down below. Thank you very much. Catch you on the next one.